What is up, everybody? We are at our second annual, second annual Unbiased Hard Take Fantasy Football League Draft, and I will be sharing my screen with you guys, so mind you that I'm the less technically inclined one, so bear with me here a little bit. So, let's see if I can get this done here. I want to share my screen with you guys. Draft room. I want to share the draft room with you guys. Boom. Hopefully, you guys will be able to see the draft room here. I'm going to go on our YouTube channel, look at my phone a little bit, just to make sure we are looking good, sounding good, things of that nature. And again, it was 8 teams. Last year, there was only 6 teams. So that is actually good to see that more participation in this year's league. And, of course, me and GP were talking about that, and we look forward to hopefully more participation in the future. Move forward, hopefully even get the double digits. So, okay. Let's see if I can figure this out for you guys. Okay. So hopefully you guys should be able to see what I am looking at here. And according to my YouTube, actually, we're looking good. So we're looking good right now. So as you guys can see, this draft starts in about 8 minutes. Oh, I'm the 6th pick. That's like the worst place to be, man. This sucks. I'm the 6th pick right now. Man, that's rough. That is rough. Because truly, you want to have the first pick because you get your choice of any player, or you want to have the last pick where you can get that back-to-back pick. That's really where you want to be. But dang, that's okay. We're going to be fine. We're still going to draft the best team in the league this year. Okay. Good deal. Okay, I have my chat open just in case. You never know. Might be some trash talking here, as you guys know very well. Okay. It looks like we have everyone in right now. I don't see anyone that's currently idle right now, which is great. And of course, we're going to go through the teams here. On the number 1 pick is Indy Hopeful. Number 2 pick is Team Man. And then number 3 is Team Kraken. Mahomes for President, number 4. Number 5, Onside Chick. Excuse me, that's a good name. I like that fancy name. That's a good one. And then, of course, we have Puffy Flavor Camp. Oh, dear Lord. That's why I put this is not for children on the YouTube when it asked me that. Number 7 is the Bears. That's disturbingly gross. But we are fair. The Unbiased Hard Take is very fair. I think I dropped my phone here. That's okay. So the Bears, you see, Packer fans are accepted of Bears fans to a point. We allow all 32 teams. We're good people here. And then, of course, JB with the last pick there. So he gets the back-to-back. He has the last pick, but he gets back-to-back picks there. So that's good for him. Of course, like I said, I'm number 6. This sucks. This is garbage. Dang it. That's okay. Like I said, no excuses. I'm getting this on our Facebook page. Again, we actually gained another subscriber, so we are now at 63 subscribers. So slowly but surely we are getting there. We're not giving up anytime soon. We plan on being on the internet for a very, very, very long time. So we're going to continue to see that number grow, obviously. And hopefully this fantasy league can give that some coverage and maybe get us some more viewership. So we're hoping for that. We've had a couple of videos hit in the thousands of Ks, so that's good to see. That Fever video is still our top video. So go check that out if you haven't already done so. A lot of good coverage. I just did a video on fantasy football tips, and I'm going to use a lot of those philosophies that you heard here today, and you're going to see that I'm going to take my own advice. Okay. So you guys are going to actually see how I'm doing this. And get sort of a sneak peek on the guys I like. And again, like I said personally, I firmly believe in running back number 1. That's an important position there. And actually, I think, like I said, receiver as well. You need running backs, really one of your first 2 picks. I understand maybe if Chase were to fall to me, if there's an early run on running backs here today, that could be a thing, obviously. So you want to see where your board falls. The first pick, really just take your best player, but do not take a quarterback early. I firmly do believe that, and I'll explain to you guys why when it happens. I don't want to give up too much of my secrets here before we draft, but all right, we are on Facebook. Good deal. So our Facebook crowd will know that we are on. We are actually at about the 2-minute warning, as the Miami Heat would say. Dose. Okay. And again, winner of this league will receive a trophy, and that will have your name and year and league that you won engraved on it as well. We'll be able to ship that to you guys. So that is on the line here. Last year it was some merch. This year we really want to take a step up. Me and JB talked about that. We want to take a step up and be able to provide really something that you guys can actually display. So we're looking forward to that. And of course, if I win, I will not accept it. I will give it to the second place winner, things of that nature, because we all know that I am going to win this league. I was in second place last year, and our defending champion is actually in this league as well. That was actually Swifty Nation 87 last year. For those of you that followed our league last year, are familiar, and that is actually Mahomes for president this year. So that is our defending champion, and of course, JB is still here for the win, obviously. So, and of course, I am Puffy Flavor Camp. So sorry for that for everybody, but I get a kick out of it. It's funny. It's funny stuff. We are at 38 seconds. Everyone is in 35 seconds. This is good stuff. And it's good to see the participation. Everyone's been in a fantasy league that have done this before, and you see teams not show up, or you see teams stop taking care of the league. So to have everyone in the draft right now, currently, I see everyone in all 8 teams. That's very good to see. Participation-wise. And again, it was 6 teams last year, so we're at 8 now. So as you guys can see, we are at, this might be a little slow for you guys. I don't know how that's looking. It might be a little delayed, but we're at about 8 seconds here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom, we are off. The second annual. Ooh, that was a quick pick. Gibbs. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Like I said, running back early. So it looks like Indy Hopeful took that advice there. So we have Team Man on the clock here. So one of the running backs is off the board already. Because I don't think you guys can see my face currently because I'm sharing my screen currently. So, but Team Man is thinking. Okay. And like I said, watch those bye weeks as well for those in a fantasy league as well. So one of our running backs is still off the board here already. So, and back in the day, back before it became more of a pass happy league, I used to be actually draft running backs, people who played fantasy. JB will be able to confirm this. You can ask him. That you draft your first 2 running backs with the first 2 picks no matter what. But it's become more of a pass happy league. So I've kind of changed that philosophy. You have to develop with times. And that's a big thing. So you can't just stuck in the old times. You got to be able to adjust to what the league's currently doing. So Bijan and Robinson, they asked 2 running backs off the board early. Yep, Jamar Chase. That was a quick pick. Yeah, he dropped a little bit. CeeDee Lamb. That's a good pick for Mahomes. All right, Team Man took a while. But everyone else, hey, boom, boom, boom. They know who they want. Onside chick.
Your team is now on the clock.
Ooh, wait, you hear that, Roger Goodell? I'm going to turn that off for you guys. That's annoying. Ooh, wait. All right. And that's kind of rough for me, I think, because that was the running backs ruling I wanted. You know, man, this is rough for me. I'm struggling right now. Truly, y'all, the players I wanted are. It's got to be Jefferson. He's the best player on the board. He truly is. Okay. Okay, there we go. Amon-Ra St. Brown for JB there. It's a good pick.
Your team is now on the clock.
I'm back on the clock now. Like I said, you got to go running back early. I firmly believe that. And currently, running backs on the board right now. McCaffrey's great, but injury history. Henry's great, but age. I worry about that. But you know, Henry's the best player on my board right now. I got to go with Derrick Henry. He's a little old, but I think with playing in Baltimore, they have Zay Flowers. It's not like he's playing in a Tennessee team that's horrible nowadays. They got plenty of help. Lamar Jackson is a running threat, so I think that's a good pick for me there. He has a week 7 bye and a week 6 bye for Jefferson. Okay, so I follow my philosophy there. I like that. Okay, onside chick here. You still have some really, really good running backs on the board. Kyron Williams, Taylor from Indianapolis, Josh Jacobs, Genty, the rookie from Vegas. I mean, McCaffrey's a good player if he can stay healthy. Probably the best running back in the football. He should have been the MVP a few years ago, if you ask me, but that's a different topic for a different day. We've already covered that many times. It's the MVQ now, most valuable quarterback. They don't consider really anyone else for that. They give Offensive Player of the Year and consider that the equivalent. And that's not how it should be. Okay, Nico Collins there. Wide receiver off the board. A-Chain off the board from Mahomes for president. There goes Genty. Brown, A.J. Brown. Indy Hopeful on the clock. Yeah, on the board, the last few players taken: A.J. Brown, Ashton Genty, Devon A-Chain, Nico Collins. I guess I took Derrick Henry. I am now 6 picks away. That's your board currently, as you guys can see. We still have Indy Hopeful on the clock with a little over a minute to go. So there's not been any quarterbacks. Like I said, you can't. I mean, there's gonna be quarterbacks late. You got to get them running backs. Like I said, because of the drop off from top running backs, you only have a couple top running backs left on the board. Josh Jacobs is, Taylor is, Kyron Williams, in my opinion, is underrated and is. But that's really it. After that, everyone has question marks. Breece Hall has question marks. There goes Drake London to Indy. To onside chick, excuse me. So all the running backs and receivers taking off these board. Boom, 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 boom. That's why I'm happy I got 2 of the good ones. Justin Jefferson and Derrick Henry. There goes Jonathan Taylor right there. Man, I can't wait to see when our McCaffrey, Team Man. All right. There's Brock Bowers. Team Kraken. First one. Ooh, Josh Jacobs. There he goes. That was my pick. That's rough. I got my pick stolen by Mahomes for president. Man. Okay. Onside chick and then me. Got some good receivers on the board as well. So there's plenty of good receivers. It's a pass-happy league, so you're going to get a lot of good production at receiver. It's that running back spot that gets kind of concerning at times. And Kyron Williams, I just read, obviously, we all know is entering a contract year. So that's going to be a possible pick there for me. There's some other ideas in my back pocket, but I don't want to give those away, obviously. Dang, Josh Jacobs is off the board. That sucks. God dang it. I got Derrick Henry and Justin Jefferson. I mean, I can't. You can't have your cake and eat it too, I suppose, as they say. Onside chicks.
Your team is now on the clock.
Okay. So that's a good pick there. Okay. You know who I like? I would take T. Higgins here, but the best player on my board is that young Lad McConkey, that young rookie from last year from the Chargers. Really, he's going to be the best receiver this year as well. I think that's a good pick as well. I got me 2 receivers there. That's a good thing. And Terry McLaurin would be the best player on the board. Like JB just got him there. But I worry about that hold that out contract yet. Obviously,
Your team is now on the clock.
That was why I did not take him there. Okay. Dang, that sucks. Man, they're right. I'm cooking here. I'm going to have to live with it. James Cook is the best player on the board. I know he has the same bye week here as Derrick Henry, but I'm going to have to live with that right now because James Cook is the best player on my board right now. That's okay. His third consecutive 1,000-yard season. Josh Allen on team still. I mean, he's looking for a contract extension, looking to be their number one back still. So I think that's the best running back on the board. Really an underrated player. There goes Garrett Wilson. Let's see our board here. We got players flying across the board. That was really focused in on my pick. Ooh, first two quarterbacks off the board there. Good to see. Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Okay. Indy hopeful on the clock here. So we can go back to the draft board here. And of course, Indy hopeful on the clock right now. I am 6 picks away. Ooh, Indy hopeful just. Mike Evans, one of the most durable players. Yeah, I'm happy with my 2 running backs there. I wish I could have got like Josh Jacobs, but I think James Cook is a very good player. Yeah, he has 3 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons, blew up double-digit touchdowns last year. I think his touchdown production will take a slight dip, but again, I think with that explosive Bills offense and Josh Allen as a threat in the passing game, it's really going to open up lanes there for Cook. When you have the league MVP and Josh Allen, that's going to help your running game eventually. And Josh Allen's also a threat to run as well, and he's a punishing running back as well. Alvin Kamara for Indy hopeful. That's a good pick there. I really feel bad for Alvin Kamara, though. Really struggling on. Sad to see him lose all those games right now in New Orleans. It was good to see him compete somewhere, you know. I feel for him. I don't think the Saints will win 4 games this year. They're abysmal. They do have Chris Olave, but who's going to throw the ball? Spencer Rattler? Okay. Good luck winning football games with that. That's all I'm saying. All right, team cracking on the clock right now. We can go back to our board. Brown, running back from Cincinnati, last player taken. Kamara, McBride, tight end from Arizona, Breece Hall. Tyreek Hill was just taken. That's a very good pick. She Rice Mahomes for president. That's a good pick right now. Is he still serving his 30-day jail sentence right now? I don't recall. That's messed up. That's a good pick, though. His possible suspension looming is what made him drop so far, but his production on the field is going to be just fine. Like I said, plenty of good receivers on the board still. So see that big, see what I'm talking about? That big drop in running back production. James Cook was easily the best running back because everyone
Your
else.
team is now on the clock.
There goes T.J. Hawkinson, tight end from Minnesota, and now I am on the clock. I know people might think this is a weird pick. What's his bye week here? It's a week 8 bye. Devontae Adams going to LA in the Sean McVay offense. Devontae Adams, people forget, was magical with Aaron Rodgers. They broke records together. So to get him in Vegas, he still had 1,000-yard seasons with that disaster of a show in Vegas. He wasn't as productive as he was in Green Bay, but he still had 1,000-yard receiving seasons. So imagine what he's going to do beside Puka Nacua with Matt Stafford at quarterback.
Your team is now
They're
on
going
the
to be just
clock.
fine. So I got my flex player now. I'm very happy with how my team's currently looking right now. Very, very happy with it. All right, tight end production, like I said before, all in the past, also, you got to watch for that. So I'm taking George Kittle here. He's one of the best tight ends in football. A 1,000-yard season last year. San Francisco tends to have an easy schedule this year, so I think they'll be a team contending for a playoff spot at the very worst. Like I said, jump off from production there because really, I think Laporta is a good player, but underachieved last year. Mark Andrews played in the playoffs last year, but coming off of an injury-riddled season. Smith from Pittsburgh, we'll see what he can do with Aaron Rodgers at the helm. And then, Travis Kelce's still there, but his numbers weren't the same as they were last season, and he's getting a year older. How much does he want to play football? He's been traveling a lot with Taylor Swift. That's great. But he's a Hall of Fame player already. He's won multiple Super Bowls. He's done everything you want to do as an NFL player. How committed is he right now? I don't know. So a lot of those players, you know what I'm saying, they have question marks. I mean, Njoku is a great tight end, but Cleveland's quarterback situation, it's who knows? God knows. It's Kenny Pickett, Shadur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco. There's only one quarterback that can play. And the old saying is, if you think you have more than one quarterback, you probably don't have any. That's just a reality. You got two young guys, and then a failed draft pick from Pittsburgh who won a Super Bowl as a backup last year, and then you have Joe Flacco who's won a Super Bowl but is old as dirt. Ooh, DJ Moore there for Mahomes for president. Marvin Harrison Jr. there for Team Kraken. I look for him to also sort of bounce back as well. And of course, our league, we have a defensive player. If you're looking at that right there, we have one defensive player. So that's an interesting thing we do in our league. The football defense is obviously a big part of it, so I think you should incorporate that into the game as well. Ooh, there goes Mahomes. And Joe Burrow are the last two picks. So quarterbacks, if I was going to take Joe Burrow if it fell to me. I really was. It's a quarterback-driven league. You're going to be able to find quarterbacks in the later rounds. And you still have right now Jared Goff on the board, Justin Herbert, Jordan Love, Matt Stafford, C.J. Stroud. I mean, you have plenty of quarterbacks that are going to be very productive in the NFL this season. Bo Nix, Baker Mayfield. I like to invest in the other positions first. I understand getting all the top quarterbacks. I really do. I ain't hating. There goes Mark Andrews off the board. Smith off the board there, tight end. Joe Mixon. Mahomes for president. Evan Ingram from Denver. That's a good pick. That's Sean Payton offense. He's going to get some production. Onside chick. I'll look at our board here because I'm one pick away. Ingram was our last pick. Joe Mixon. Smith, tight end for Pittsburgh. Mark Andrews. Walker, running back. Smith and Jigma. And George Kittle are the last players taken. Okay. Let me look at the board here. Oh, yeah, you got plenty of good players on the board still here. Okay.
Your team is now on the clock.
C.J. Stroud. And I'm actually going to take quarterback here. Baker Mayfield. He's quietly, the Buccaneers are kind of a team that don't get a lot of national coverage, and he's really excelled down there. He's made the playoffs multiple seasons, won the division, resurrected his career, made the Pro Bowl multiple good seasons. So he's really resurrected his career. He's a debatable top 10 quarterback in the NFL.
Your team is now on the clock.
Kickers are starting to go here. Okay. So as my starters, I'm actually looking pretty solid right now. And on the board, I got to go Devontae Smith. He's a top receiver in the NFL. He's my best player on my board currently. I know I'm pretty stacked at wide receiver right now. Got Ladd McConkey, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith. That's a ball in a lineup right there. I think some of the other players I can get, they'll be able to fall to me here. Mahomes for president is next. Onside chick is on the clock currently. Cameron Dicker. Mahomes for president. Yeah, kickers are really going off the clock here. I may have missed out. Ooh, our first defensive player. Nice. Aubrey, Chris Boswell. Wait. Okay, look at our board here.
Your team is now on the clock.
Travis Hunter was drafted there. Aubrey Boswell, Bond, linebacker from Philly. Franklin, linebacker from Indy. Buda Baker, Spillane, and Devontae Swift are the last players taken. And again, a lot of these are you're now looking for diamonds in the rough, that type of thing. And I am now on the clock here, guys. Okay, so I'm got Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, James Cook, Justin Jefferson, Ladd McConkey, George Kittle, Devontae Adams, Devontae Smith. Okay. I need to get one of my specialty guys, I think. We got a lot of kickers off of the boards here. Okay. Bates has been a good kicker in Detroit. I think it's time for me to take a kicker. That's going to be a good offense. They're not want to be stagnant with the ball. That's a good kicker for my team, I believe. A lot of runs there on kickers. I don't want to make sure I don't miss out on all of those. Cross, good pick for JB there. Ooh, 49ers defense for JB. Solid pick there, my friend.
Your team is now on the
Bears
clock.
defense. Who was that? Bears defense taken by the Bears. Okay. I like that. I like that. Go, Pat, go, buddy. I like it. We're all friends here, right? Something like that. Okay. I am on the clock here. I'm thinking. Okay. I need Chuba Hubbard. I like him. The Panthers. He kind of flew under the radar last year. He was one of the best running backs in the league last year. And they did sign some competition. Another 1,000-yard back. I just seen who that was. Who was that? Yeah. Cowboys running back Rico Dowdle, who rushed over 1,000 yards last season. So he'll have some competition there, probably in the passing game as well. But I do think with Bryce Young's development, and of course they still committed. The coaches are saying good things about Hubbard. He's worth that pick there. And he just have a different bye week than my other two running backs who both had week 7 bye week. So that was important there to get a quality back in the later rounds that I think could be another diamond in the rough type of player. Again, players outside of your first 3, probably your first 3 rounds, really aren't guarantees after that. That's where a lot of your diamonds in the rough, good draft strategy, looking for depth at positions. That's where a lot of your drafts, that's where a lot of your leagues are going to be won, because last season was not a very trade-heavy league. It was a lot of transactions, so people were very active in the market and the free agency and things of that nature, but people weren't making a lot of trades last year. So where you draft is where you're going to be building your team typically, at least our league last year. Ooh, there goes Jake Elliott. Mahomes for president. Bengals defense. Kitty goes meow. Team Kraken with the Bills defense. That's a good defense there. Team Man. Broncos defense. That's going to be a top defense in the league, no doubt. It's a good team pick for the Team Man there. Indy hopefuls now on the clock here. That's odd. Indy hopefuls on the clock here. We're going to go to our draft board. We'll scooch down here. It's 49ers defense, Bears defense, Chuba Hubbard, Jake Elliott, Bengals defense, Bills, Broncos, Jaden Williams, Aaron Jones just taken there. Courtland Sutton, Denver Broncos receiver. Now on the clock. Hampton, Chargers running back there by Team Kraken. Ooh, Ridley, Tennessee's receiver for Mahomes for president. Now we got players moving around. Onside Chick is now on the clock.
Your team is now on the
DK
clock.
Metcalf for onside Chick. That's a good pick there. Aaron Rodgers still has a little bit in the tank. That's going to be a really good signing. Trade, rather, for them, I believe. Okay. I feel really solid about my team right now. I got my tight end, got my flex, got my kicker. Do need a defense and a defensive player, and I got a backup running back and a backup receiver. So I need another tight end, quarterback, running back, and then anything on the board. I'm debating a few things here. I'm going to pray they stay there. Oh, wow. That's wild that George Pickens is down there that far. I'm drafting George Pickens there for Dallas. He had 1,000 yards over last year with abysmal quarterback play in Pittsburgh. No offense, JB. I mean, you guys made the playoffs because of your defense and running game and coaching. It's not a shameful thing. You just struggle at quarterback. Your defensive culture. You're still a great team. Harvey there for JB. Bears are on the clock.
Your team
Xavier
is now on
Worthy,
the
the
clock.
Chiefs player. I think I'm good at receiver now. I mean, really. Yeah. 2, 3. I got 5 receivers, and they're all amazing receivers. So I think I am really set at receiver. And I got 3 running backs that were very good running backs last year, and Hubbard, Cook, and Henry, all 3 1,000-yard running backs last season, and looking to be very heavy in the offense again this season. I think I have good play there. So let's see. Okay, it's time. I hope I don't understand why they are this low, because of their defense right now on paper is easily one of the best in the league. And that's the Steelers' defense. Holy mackerel. What don't the Steelers' defense have? I mean, they already secured TJ Watt under contract. He's back in camp. They have Darius Slay, Malik Harrison, Patrick Queen. I mean, my God. Joey Porter Jr. The list goes on the weapons that Pittsburgh have on defense. That should be one of the best defenses in the NFL. Easily, hands down. Especially with Mike Tomlin coaching that team. And they have a favorable early schedule, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. The Jets, Seahawks, Patriots, and the Vikings. But the J.J. McCarthy is a question mark. Then the Browns. They're really super unfavorable matchups week 7. Cam Hayward. Maybe I forgot to say him. I don't know. I want to recognize him on that. Obviously, that Pittsburgh defense. Yeah, the list goes on that talent, on that defense. I could use a backup tight end. Here's one advice also. Never draft Kyle Pitts. You're going to see analysis everywhere say, oh, this could be this season. He's going to break out. It's always this season he's going to be breaking out. There's 4.44 speed. You'll see here, according to this little article here. 6'6" frame. Oh, 4th overall pick. Hasn't done anything since his rookie season. Always injured. Lack of production. He played 17 games last year. 602 yards. Not good enough. Even as a 1,000-yard season, I believe he was under 5 touchdowns. That's just not good enough. And more quarterback change for Atlanta again, moving away from Kirk Cousins. on the Penix, so we'll see how that goes, obviously. So it's been a clown show, and in Atlanta with him, and they haven't been able to get him the ball. He's really underachieved. So Njoku's a great tight end, but that quarterback play there and
Your team is now on the clock.
Adam Thielen has been taken off the board there. Okay. I need to go to the best players on the board here. I like Tony Pollard. You know, I like Tony Pollard, the running back from Tennessee. Like I said, I think you should always have 4 running backs. Let me get back to players there, excuse me. So you look at running backs here on the board. Everything after that really is a question mark. I mean, Harris from the Chargers, but there's really a lot of competition. Warren, but they drafted a running back as well. So really after that, the running back is really, there's nothing there, in my opinion. So I think I need to take Tony Pollard here. Week 10 bye week. Week 14 for Hubbard. Week 7 for my 2 starters. So that does match. He looks to be a big option there. I guess another 1,000-yard season for him last season. And he's not only a top running back in the NFL, but he is a good, like I said, 1,079 rushing yards last season. He's in the first, he's going into the second year of his 3-year, $21.75 million contract.
Your team is now on the clock.
To be on that rebuild team, and he's a good, solid running back to do that with. And I am again on the clock there. So again, let's look at my team here. I currently have as my quarterback, I have Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, James Cook, Justin Jefferson, Ladd McConkey, George Kittle, Devontae Adams, Bates, Steelers defense, name my defensive player, Devontae Smith, Hubbard, Pickens, Pollard. So I'm good at receiver, like I said. Running back, I'm probably good as well. I need a backup quarterback and a backup tight end and a defensive player as well. So a lot of question marks at the tight end position in general. So we got a lot of great quarterbacks still on the board. Roquan Smith had a balling season last year. One of the best linebackers in the league. He's got to be my defensive player. I believe in taking linebackers. They're going to get a lot of tackles for you, which obviously means a lot of points. Yeah, your defensive backs might cover players, but this is all, like I said, fantasy football is simply about statistics. Defensive backs are some of the best players in the league, but Deion Sanders would be a horrible fantasy option because he didn't get a lot of tackles. You're relying on him to get 2 or 3 interceptions a game. You need tackles, fumble, force fumble, fumble recovery as guys in that type of action. We'll go to our board here. Warner was just taken off the board. There's our draft board here, as you guys can see. I'll let you guys read it at this point. We're getting down to the wire here. Addison was just taken from Minnesota. Team man just takes Shakir. Buffalo's receiver had a decent season last year. Robinson running back for Mahomes. For president. Ooh, Deebo Samuel for Indy Hopeful. That's a good solid pick there. I like that option in Washington, especially with Scary Terry having that contract and trade talk right now. I see the Bears took Justin Fields, the old Bears quarterback. Team Bears took Justin Fields, the old Bears quarterback. That's interesting. I mean, JB and me, I firmly believe also they should have stuck with Justin Fields. He won a lot of games for them last year, but he felt slighted to a point. I mean, he won all those games to start the season, and then they didn't roll with him. They only put him in certain packages, and I think that, like I warned, that could maybe ruffle some feathers, and it did. It landed him in New York, where they have a lot of options. He played with Garrett Wilson in the past in college, so that's a good possible quarterback option there. Ooh, we got some quarterbacks off the board here again. Bo Nix, Kyler Murray, Man, and Team Kraken, as you guys see there. Najee Harris from Mahomes for President. I like that pick. I think he's going to be a good option in that very run-heavy, but he is on the non-football injury list because of a firework incident.
Your team is now on the clock.
There's no timetable for a return for him, but he's an 1,000-yard running back for multiple years now. It's a good late-round pick there for Mahomes for President. Okay. I need a backup quarterback. I got my defensive player, as you guys know, one of the best linebackers in the league, in the top 5 in tackles last year. That's a good pick for me, I think. So I definitely need a backup quarterback now. And my quarterback is week 9 bye week for Mr. Baker Mayfield. There's still a lot of good quarterbacks on the board here. Is there anyone on the draft board I just have to take? Stephon Diggs. No. Reed and Ayuk. He's on the pup list. Wait. I didn't take a backup tight end, have I? I'm glad I caught that. I have not, so I need to take a tight end here. There's a lot of good quarterbacks still on the board here for a backup option. So excuse me here on my philosophy. I have a week 14 bye week. So I can't take... Let's see here. I'm going to go with Warren, the rookie for Indianapolis. I think it's a lot of upside. They've talked a lot about him in camp, early round draft pick there for the Colts. It's a good backup option. A lot of tight ends late are gambles anyway. I already have George Kittle, so it's a different bye week as well. We'll sort of monitor him on the bench for now. But good potential there. JB, I understand that pick. And Njoku, I thought about him, but I worry about the quarterback play, especially down there in Cleveland. I mean, Indianapolis isn't really much better, let's be honest. But at least they have Shane Steichen. So I need a backup quarterback as my last pick here. Okay, so what we got here? Like I said, in week 9 bye week. I can really take any of them. You know what? I don't have any Packers on my team. I got to take my boy Jordan Love there. It's a good one, top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL. So I got a Packer on my team now. Go Pack, go baby. I really wanted Josh Jacobs, but Mahomes got me on that one. And then Loveland, and we are nearing the end here. Most teams were still active to the end. Tucker Kraft there. Taken, and I'll let you guys take a look at the board here to wrap it up. Tucker Kraft, Loveland, Chicago's tight end, Caleb Williams, Brock Purdy, Jordan Love are the last 5 players taken off the board here for our second annual. I can't believe I'm saying that. Second annual Unbiased Hard Take Fantasy Football League, and it's I can't believe it's been really fun following with you guys during this live stream. We are at our last pick here. Okay.
Thanks for attending the NFL Draft. Best of luck.
There it is. And I can't believe I get to say this. This might be the first time. This will be the first time this season I say this. that is your Washington Commanders wrapping up our fantasy football draft there. And okay, so again, I'll let you guys take a look at the board here. I'll kind of scroll down a bit from the top to the bottom. I'll let you guys see that there before we go back and look at all the teams here before we wrap up. And also, while I scroll here, what do you guys think of the Hall of Fame game? Comment below if you're watching right now, or in general, if you're just watching later on at a different time. We'll always comment and talk some football with everybody. So what do you guys think of the Hall of Fame game? Like I said, on our Facebook page, again, go check that out if you haven't already done so. All that good stuff. Subscribe on YouTube, Spotify. We haven't been doing a lot much of that, but we'll see how that goes. Do all that good stuff. What do you guys think of the Hall of Fame game? It's just really, in my opinion, good to see football back. The Lions struggled 5 turnovers. That was sort of, it definitely really was embarrassing for them. That was really just sort of funny, in my opinion, really to see. In just my opinion. Okay. And again, there is that. The draft has ended, like I said. We will go here. Hopefully you guys will be able to see that. My screen shared again here, guys. Sorry, excuse me there. My apologies. It's really fun following during this live stream. You guys will be able to see that. Okay. So JB's more of the technical guy. I think I've done really good on this today, though. I'm getting a lot better technical stuff. Okay, so we have Puffy Flavor Camp, which is me. Diddy was found not guilty. That's fucking wild. That's my one curse word I'm allowed. What do you guys think of the Diddy trial? Also, I was going to make a video about that, but this is really just a sports-based podcast. I didn't want to get that deep into the world and things of that nature. I didn't want to get into all that. I didn't want to. It's sort of a touchy subject, and I don't know. But what do you guys think of that? I just get some humor out of it. Obviously, none of the allegations are funny or anything of that nature. But it is interesting. That is a definite. It is definitely interesting that he was definitely found not guilty, talking about possibilities of pardoning, things of that nature. So that is definitely wild. Okay, so you got Puffy Flavor Camp with Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, James Cook, Justin Jefferson, Wad McConkey, George Kittle. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me get that fixed here. Hey, there should be. We are nearing the end. All right. Yeah, you guys, just by BLC now. Sorry for that small technical difficulty. Like I said, I've done pretty good today. JB's more the technical guy than I am. So our team's currently Baker Mayfield for Puffy Flavor Camp. That's like I said, that's wild. That's a wild name. Get the picture of Diddy there at the baby oil. The diddler. The pea diddler. All right, anyway. Enough making fun of that. Yeah, Baker Mayfield, Derrick Henry, James Cook, Justin Jefferson, Ladd McConkey, George Kittle, Devontae Adams, Jordan Love. So I had to get a Packer in there. Chuba Hubbard, Tony Pollard, George Pickens, Devontae Smith, Tyler Warren. My kicker is Jake Bates, Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and Roquan Smith. Then we can go to Team Man and see what he's looking at here. Joe Burrow, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Jonnu Smith, Chase Brown, Bo Nix, Caleb Johnson, Chris Godwin, Khalil Shakir, Cortland Sutton, Tucker Kraft, Jason Sanders, the Broncos defense, and Zaire Franklin. Then Indy hopeful here. Pat Mahomes, Jonathan Taylor. Jahmyr Gibbs, Mike Evans, Drake London, Mark Andrews, Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, Cam Skibo. I probably totally butchered that. Tyron Tracy Jr. That's interesting. Two of the same team running backs. Okay. You're going to hit on one of them. That's a good thing there. Jerry Jeudy, Deebo Samuel, Jameson Williams, Chase McLaughlin, Commanders. The Commanders. Jake Bond. You see where Trump was talking about also, for those watching, talking about maybe signing an order or something like that, or not giving funding or something along that line to a stadium. I don't know. If they don't change it back to Redskins. I mean, I agree with Trump on that one, but I mean, we got bigger things to worry about, in my opinion. But that's not here nor there. But Steele here for the win, which is JB's team. Jalen Hurts, Neighbors, Trey McBride, Scary Terry, RJ Harvey, Quinston Junkins, Isaiah Pacheco, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, David Njoku, Chris Bodwell as his kicker. Got his Steelers kicker. He loves Boswell. 49ers defense, and Nick Cross. So JB got him a former Steeler and a Steeler. So he got him some of there. Good to see there. Now for Mahomes for president. This is Swifty Nation 87 last year, our defending champion. Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Devon A-Chain, CeeDee Lamb, Rashee Rice, who I think actually is still serving his prison jail. He's asking for chow. Evan Ingram, DJ Moore, Caleb Williams, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson, McMillan, Chris Olave, Calvin Ridley, Cameron Dicker, Bengals defense, and Robert Spillane. And then last, but obviously very much, no, not last, we have a couple more teams here, excuse me. Team Bears, Hayden Daniels, Breece Hall, Bucky Irving, Puka Nacua, Brian Thomas Jr., Travis Kelce, Jackson Smith and Jigma, Justin Fields, Travion Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson. Ooh, another team with two of the same running backs. Jalen Warren for Pittsburgh, Rome Dunze, got him a bear in there, and Xavier Worthy, Brandon Aubrey, Chicago Bears defense, like I said, Bears team getting the Bears defense. That's a classic one. Good to see there. Caden Ellis for the Falcons is his defensive player. Then we move on here to Onside Chick. That's probably the best team name. I don't know. Puffy Flavor Camp's pretty funny. Oh, that's why I put this as not for kids on our YouTube page. You got a picture of Diddy with the baby oil and everything. CJ Stroud, Saquon Barkley, Kyron Williams, T. Higgins, Nico Collins, TJ Hawkinson, Travis Hunter, which actually Travis Hunter will get points for tackles as well there for Onside Chick. So I don't know if you knew that Onside Chick. Brock Purdy, DeAndre Swift, Cooper Kupp, DK Metcalf, Adam Thielen, Sam Laporta, Jake Elliott is the kicker, Colts defense, and Fred Warner. And then that last for not least, which is Team Cracker, Josh Allen, Joe Mixon, Ashton Genty, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison Jr., Kyler Murray, Omarion Hampton, David Montgomery, Jordan Addison, Zay Flowers, Colton Loveland, K'Mai Fairbairn is the kicker. Buffalo Bills defense, and Buda Baker as the defensive player. You have for Team Cracker. We got some team names, don't we? Onside Chick, Team McCracker, and Puffy Flavor Camp. That's what Usher attended. Puffy Flavor Camp. That's wild. All right, for the divisions currently, as you guys can see, and then we'll wrap up here, is Division 1, Team Man, Steel here for the win, Bears, and Team Cracker. Division 2, Puffy Flavor Camp, Onside Chick, Indy Hopeful, and Mahomes for president. I'm in the hard division. God dang, I'm in the division with the defending champion again. That's wild. But what do you guys think? Who do you think won this draft? I think we all have some pretty good teams, and really it could be anyone's game here. Again, that's all I got. Really appreciate the support from you guys and new subscriber. Again, like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys. Again, thank you guys for following along on our second annual live stream for fantasy football Unbiased Hard Take. We will see you all next time. Until then, as always, let's go Heat, boiler up, and go Pat, go baby. Preseason's coming for Green Bay. Family Night's coming up also. Exciting times. Football is back. It's motherfucking back. We'll see you all next time.